Okay, so today we are going to discuss another topic. In a short form, we call it IDOC. What is the IDOC? Actually, IDOC we use for various types of activities in the business. And here this intermediate document is used to transfer the message. To transfer the message from SAP to non-SAP system. For example, if our business partner is using the web portal, so they are using they are using some online shopping portal. So it is let's say Amazon. So they are using the Amazon, and in the backend they are maintaining their financial through the SAP only. Now how that information will flow into the SAP environment, and from the SAP environment, if the information is to be sent to the web portal, so how that will go? So in that case, we will take a help of the IDOC. We will take the help of the IDOC, and this information we will be able to send it from SAP environment to non-SAP environment and vice versa. So here it is saying that it is going to carry the data. It is going to carry a business transaction data in a electronic form. So we can use it for the various purposes. For example, we can use it for the payment document. Let's say our bank is not using the SAP system and they want to receive the file in electronic form. So how we'll be able to send it? So we will be set up some middleware. We'll be taking the help of some middleware, and from the SAP environment, we will be sending the information to the middleware. And from the middleware, that information bank server is going to pick and process. And also, bank is going to send us the confirmation document or the file that out of these payments, so these many payments have been processed successfully, and for the rejected payment or the for the pending payment, these were the issues. So these types of correspondence of the processing of the file will be able to do it. Now here it is saying that apart from the payment document, we can also make the use of the IDOC for the various purposes. For example, we receive the sales order, we also give the purchase order. Then we have in the sales order we have the delivery of the goods, shipping point, we have the shipping notification. So all these things can be done through the IDOC. Now we will be using this IDOC from the payment perspective, how we can make a use of the IDOC if I need to send the payment to the vendor. And this is what we also need to frame in the example in the interview, that if somebody is going to ask you that, okay, how much you know about the IDOC? So IDOC we know about up to the payment document, because in the other form of the IDOC, so the technical guy will come into the picture and he will configure, he will do the necessary configuration for the IDOC. For example, if there is a purchase order, if there is a sales order, there is a delivery of the goods through the IDOC. So all these things are to be done by the, or technical things will be done by the vapor only. And what we can do, so we know that okay, we are the functional guy. So in the system we have the payment solution. So we can do the configuration with respect to the payment if we are processing the payment through the IDOC. Now there are two types of IDOC we have. One is the inbound IDOC and second is the outbound IDOC. When when we are sending the IDOC, when we are receiving the IDOC, when we are receiving the IDOC from the non-SAP system to the SAP environment, that is known as inbound IDOC when we are receiving the IDOC. And when we are sending the IDOC, so that is known as outbound IDOC. So outbound IDOC means we are sending the IDOC from SAP system to non-SAP system. Now it is saying that sometime this IDOC gets failed. What are the main reason that these IDOC gets failed? Or the we come across the issues related to the IDOC. What are these issues? For example, the document got locked for which the IDOC is to be processed. So we need to unlock the document. It maybe that document is being processed by somebody else. That is the reason it got locked. Then parallel processing. So the IDOC we are initiating parallelly. So we are also doing it and somebody else is also doing. That is the reason parallel processing is being done. Duplicate IDOC. So for that we have already issued a IDOC. Now we are sending the same IDOC again. Then mandatory fields are missing. So while processing the IDOC, so we have missed some information. Let's say it is a text date, it is a text code, it is a text information. So any particular field which is very relevant for sending and receiving the IDOC, that is missing. and due to which this IDOC get failed. Then we also use a special character when while sending and receiving the IDOC. So those special characters are missing, due to which also the IDOC gets failed. Now it is saying that, as I just shared with you, with respect to the payment, we can do the configuration. The FI consultant is going to do the configuration for the IDOC, and we will also take the help of the technical. But when we are just going to send this IDOC to the port, so from the port, how this information is going to be sent to the bank server or to the middleware. So that is something for which we can take the help of the ABAP consultant. But when we are sending or when we are creating the IDOC, so we can create it our own. And it is saying that this IDOC configuration is normally done by the web consultant, whereas sometimes we need to give the logic from the function standpoint. So we know the better than him what is the process. So we can let him know what this is the process and what are the expectation of the client and how the IDOC should behave. So that is what we can just let him know. But from the payment perspective, we need to do the configuration within the automatic payment program, where we need to where we need to do the configuration. So let's find out.